Hey guys, it's Ivy. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be talking about all the books I read in January. As you can see, I'm not really set up for my normal videos, like how I do my makeup and blah blah blah. I didn't even put my lights up, my filming light, because it's already like the end of February and I haven't filmed my January wrap up. I have just had so much going on and I have been working like crazy, and then I went to go see Debbie and it's just been no time to film. I'm just gonna do a really quick video, tell you guys about the books that I read in January, and yeah, that's about it. So the first book that I did read in January was In the Role of Bree Hutchins, and this is by Nicole Melby, and I received this from Algon Quinn Young Readers. This book is presented to you, or the readers, as Lady Bird meets Love, Simon, and I completely agree. It is about a young girl named Bree who is trying to come to terms with her sexuality, but her mother is very religious and she goes to a religious school, and she starts to befriend her enemy, and her enemies start to test the waters out with their sexuality and talk about how they're both liking each other. But also Bree lies to her mother about this presentation that's going on at her school and says that she's going to be like the Queen Mary. She's going to be the one to crown Mary, and that's not true. So she's trying to write an essay in order to win that position, so she doesn't feel like she let her mother down. All this is going on while she is also trying to convince her parents to let her go to this expensive art school because she wants to be an actress. And I really enjoyed this book. I give it 4 out of 5 stars. I highly recommend this to a lot of young readers, a lot of girl young readers who are curious about their sexuality, or even male young readers who are curious about their sexuality, or just young readers that are looking for something to connect with the school aspect, with enemies to friends aspects, just stuff like that. And I really enjoyed Nicole's writing. She has a very fun writing style, and I really liked this one. So this one does come out in April, I think. I'm not sure of the exact date, but keep an eye out for it because you will not want to miss this one. The second book that I read in the month of January was Ask the Passengers by A.S. King, and this is another book about coming to terms with your sexuality, which I guess I've read a lot of those back to back. This girl sends love to people on airplanes. Like, she likes to connect with like the energy. She goes outside and she waits for the planes to fly across, and then she sends love to somebody who is on that flight who she thinks really needs it. Astrid Jones is our main character of this novel, and she is a character that I feel everybody can learn a lot from. This book is basically about giving love and receiving love. It's about being accepted for who you are, and also it's about her being afraid to present who she really is to the people that are close to her, but overcoming those fears. So I really enjoyed this one, and I did give it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read in January, I started in December on audiobook, and that is The Godfather by Mario Puzo. I think that's how you say his name. Anyways, this book has, I'm sure a lot of you have seen the movie. I still need to watch the movie. Maybe I'll do that later. But I'm sure a lot of you have seen the movie. But this book is about Don. He is the Godfather, and it starts off kind of his daughter's wedding day, and like he's not allowed to not do a favor that is asked of him on his daughter's wedding day. This is a really big Italian family. The book has violence in it, but I really don't know how to review this because I was expecting something different. I don't really know why, but this book is more centered on the people around the Godfather. It's not exactly the Godfather himself, so that was kind of shocking. Also, there was not as much violence as I was expecting. Like, there is gun violence, but I was just expecting a little bit more, like mafia there, so I was kind of a little disappointed. I need to watch the movie and then maybe I can reflect upon it differently. I don't know, but I did give this 3 out of 5 stars. The next book that I read in January was Tweet Cute by Emma Lord, and I was sent the e-arc of this book by Wednesday Books to read and review. So thank you to Wednesday Books for sending me this book. I did already review it on my Instagram. Now I'm getting to it here because I'm finally have a second to do this. Even though I was sent this book for free to review, all opinions are my own, and I actually really did enjoy this book. This book is definitely for fans of You've Got Mail, which I completely love that movie, so I completely adored this book. There's a lot of different things happening in this book, but it is about 2 teenagers, Pepper and Jack, and they go to the same high school. Both their parents are restaurant owners, and they both have grilled cheese at their restaurant, and it's like the exact same grilled cheese. And so they get into a Twitter war. They become friends in real life as well, but they are warring back and forth about who has a better grilled cheese. And meanwhile, Jack has created an app where people can communicate throughout their school without releasing their identities, and they're communicating on there as well, but they don't know who each other is. And also, they, like I said, they're becoming friends, so they're hanging out in real life. This is an adorably set rom-com. I really enjoyed the New York setting. I really liked the family aspects. However, I didn't like Pepper's mom like at all. Like, she's not supportive and she's mean. She makes Pepper do mean things to people that Pepper does not want to do. And Jack's family, his dad is okay, but I really like his mom. I really like Pepper's sister. Pepper and her sister have this like baking blog, and they bake all different kinds of things. One of them is monster cake, which I totally would love to try. There were a lot of references in this novel that I really enjoyed, such as Fight Club and the Boxcar Children. I just think this book was done so well. It was executed extremely adorably. It was cute, it was fun, it was fast-paced, and I did give this book 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I read this month is Wanting to Love You by Erin Riley, and this is the 3rd book in Houston's Finest trilogy, and this book was amazing. This book was packed with smut and humor and family relationships. This book is in the perspective of Becky and Reese, and there are flashbacks in this novel that talk about their relationship before, like how they met each other and everything, and I really enjoyed those flashbacks. I have to keep like looking at my Goodreads reviews because it's been a while, but this book is about Becky, who has a child. Her parents are pretty evil, and they got her child taken away from her, and she gets her child back, and in walks in the father of her child, who she hasn't spoken to in years, doesn't even know he has a child, at this party that they're all at. And if you don't know, each book follows a different couple. Each couple has a husband/boyfriend that are on the police force. Anyways, this book was a lot more raw, real, and emotional than I expected it to be, but it totally packed a punch. Like, it really added to my reading experience, and I really enjoyed this one. I thought maybe this might be my favorite of the 3, but honestly they're all so good that I really can't choose a favorite, and I could see myself rereading all of these again in the future, and I can't wait to see what else Erin will release, because her writing style is just so much fun and there's so much humor in it, and I really enjoyed this trilogy. I really enjoyed this book, and I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. The final book that I read in the month of January was American Royals, and I unfortunately, oh, this is by Catherine McGee, I forgot to say that. I unfortunately DNF'd this. I was listening to it on audiobook, and this is told in different like point of views. Basically, this book is what if America had a royal family, and after reading this, I decided that I'm not into royal drama or anything like that. Like, this is just not my cup of tea. Like, this is not a reading experience I enjoy. These, in this novel, there are many different point of views, and none of them are distinguishable. They all just kind of mesh together and sound like one big voice, and I didn't like that. There happens to be a love triangle between two sisters, and I absolutely do not like that. I do not like that at all. And that actually is the point where I DNF this book. And it wasn't for me. I'm sorry if I'm not explaining this book correctly, but I just did not like it at all. Is it fair for me to review it? I don't know, but I give it 1 star. And I did get to like, let me see how many pages. Because in my Goodreads review, I put how many pages I read. I got to page 129, so I was 28% into this book. But political royalty is not my jam. This book was not my jam. And I'm not into not being able to distinguish point of views. It was not good. Maybe it's good for you, but not for me. So 1 star. I DNF that. It's gotta go. I did start A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I was so close to finishing it in January, but I didn't. So you'll have to check out my February wrap up to see my review on that one. And yeah, so sorry this is so late. I hope you guys enjoyed it nonetheless. I hope I'm not like super jumbled up, but I really wanted to just get this review out there, especially because I feel like I owe it to Wednesday Books to get my review on my channel of Tweet Cute, because that book was so good. Definitely pick it up if you haven't yet. And yeah, just let me know in the comments down below what you guys read in the month of January, and I hope to see you again soon. I hope you had a beautiful day. May the force be with you.